How's it going, Internet? I'm Nick Limon, and in today's fix, a new Final Fantasy VII Remake trailer, what was Star Wars Underworld, and Jedi Fallen Order's impressive sales numbers. Let's do this. We are getting closer to the release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Square Enix dropped another trailer, giving us a peek at how much ground this remake is actually going to cover. But before we get into that, we owe it to you all to confirm, once again, Cloud will dress up as a woman to get into the good graces of Don Corneo. But this time, it looks like it's happening entirely in the Honeybee Inn, which makes sense. And let's face it, there's no way Aerith and Tifa would have made Cloud look like this. He feels so unstylish. If they got their hands on Cloud, they'd really make him blossom. You know, let him work with what he's got. Maybe an undercut, tiny little ponytail instead of two, really accentuate his feminine features, which is totally a thing since Cloud is, after all, a pretty boy bishonen. But back to the news. The trailer focuses heavily on Shinra's top brass, including President Shinra, Scarlet, Heidegger, I've never known how to say his name, and someone named Director Tuwesti, who I'm now realizing is Reeve, Director of Urban Planning in Shinra. Go look him up. And we see Cloud and the squad storming Shinra HQ to take the fight to the man. Also included in the trailer is a super dramatic boss fight against Jenova, which in the original game happens for the first time on a boat on your way to the second continent, Costa del Sol to be more specifically. Point being, you have to escape Midgar in order to fight Jenova, which means either this game is changing a lot of things from the original game, or we actually get to venture across the world map. And everyone's favorite talking dog, Red 13, is back, and he looks pretty good. So if I had to take a guess, I'd say that Square Enix is reworking the game to include boss fights that you see later in the game earlier on in order to make a more cohesive story. I'm thinking the game ends when Cloud and the team decide to leave Midgar, but imagine this for a second. What if Square Enix has managed to keep their mouths shut for so long that when players actually leave Midgar for the first time, you expect the credits to roll. But then the game just keeps going, and going, and going. And then suddenly you find yourself in the Northern Crater, and it's actually been the entire game you've played this whole time! Imagine if they put the whole game, but they're probably not gonna do that. That'd be great, but they're probably not gonna do that. But what did you think of this trailer? Are you excited? Please let me know in the comments. I just wanna talk about Final Fantasy VII again. But a long time ago, before The Mandalorian was bringing bounties in, warm or cold, Lucasfilm developed a live-action TV project called Star Wars Underworld. That project was canceled back in 2010, but today in 2020, footage from that project is going around the internet. So let's take a look. You're watching what is reportedly test footage for Star Wars Underworld, along with a behind-the-scenes look at the show. Underworld's story would have been set in the lower levels of Coruscant, post-Order 66, and would have shared a handful of elements with Star Wars 1313, another canceled video game project. The show was canceled for being too expensive to make. What do you think of this footage? Are you sad Underworld never got made? Or will it cover just some of the same stuff we see in the Disney Plus shows? Please, let us know in the comments. And speaking of successful, not canceled Star Wars projects, Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order is on track to sell 10 million units, according to EA. Revealed in an investor call, the company reports that the game significantly beat the expectation of 6 to 8 million units sold for the year. Whew! According to the NPD Group, Jedi Fallen Order was December 2019's best-selling game and the 6th best-selling game in all of 2019, despite being released in November. I had a lot of fun running around, mowing down stormtroopers with a lightsaber, and with numbers like these, there's gotta be a sequel in the works. So what do you think? Would you go all in on another Jedi Fallen Order game? What's the next Star Wars game experience we need? Hit us up in the comments and let us know what you think. And that was your Daily Fix for January 31st. I'm Nick Limon, and I hope your day is as awesome as you are. Now that you're all caught up on the news, check out our review for Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners. Download the IGN app on all your mobile devices. Subscribe to the Daily Fix on Snapchat. And for all things everything else, IGN.com.